The fast-paced society we live in makes it all too easy for us to get caught in a tornado of ideas, worries, and what-ifs. The skill of overanalyzing can help even the most basic judgments become enormous difficulties. Our thoughts have a tendency to spin out of control, whether we are thinking about the consequences of a casual comment or fixated on a future occurrence. The good news is that we can master our minds and stop this cycle, though. Often feeling like a default setting, overthinking is a knee-jerk response to uncertainty or stress. We must understand, nevertheless, that this mental habit serves none of us. Often, it makes issues worse rather than better. Hesitation and self-doubt paralyze us. When our minds are racing, we may miss the priceless events of life, caught in a maze of our ideas instead of seeing the surroundings. First, we must admit that overthinking exists in our life if we want to overcome it. First step toward change is awareness. Stop and look at your ideas when you find yourself whirlpooling in a sea of concerns. Consider, is this thought helpful? Should the response be negative? Gently guide your mind in another way. Practicing mindfulness can be quite helpful. It helps us to anchor ourselves in the present moment and turn our attention from the ceaseless chatter of our brains. Establishing limits around your thinking period is another great tactic. Set aside a particular period every day to consider your ideas. This will help you to jot down your problems or questions. By separating your overanalyzing, you free yourself to accept your ideas without allowing them to rule your whole day. When the appointed time ends, deliberately focus on the present. Participate in joyful activities including reading a book, walking, or socializing with a friend. We also must question the veracity of our ideas. Many times, we catch ourselves catastrophizing, imagining the worst-case scenarios that are quite improbable to come about. When confronted with a bad notion, ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this thought is true? This habit helps us to break free from the grip of overanalyzing. When we approach our worries with reason, we can recognize them for what they are, just ideas, not guarantees. Also quite important is surrounding yourself with encouraging individuals. Friends and relatives who know our battles with overthinking can offer insightful analysis. They can also encourage us to stand back and see our worries through a more reasonable prism. Talking about our ideas with others helps us to reduce the mental weight and usually shows that we are not by ourselves in our experiences. Keep in mind also the need of self-compassion. It's easy to criticize ourselves for overanalyzing, but it's important to treat us compassionately and sympathetically. Everyone struggles their ideas from time to time. Instead of berating ourselves, we should honor the times when we effectively turn our attention from negativity. Ultimately, conquering overthinking and learning to control our minds is a trip rather than a destination. We can develop a more calm state of mind by accepting awareness, establishing limits, confronting bad ideas, and asking help. Let us thus inhale deeply. It is time to stop the spin and begin to live totally in the moment.